Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm Insurance.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Karras Chevrolet with George Gully. Napa Cafe Memphis and Glenda Hastings. For Memphis Magazine. The Live at the Garden Concert Series. And the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis. And by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome to Lansky's inside the beautiful Peabody Hotel in downtown Memphis. And it is Christmas time. You can see the Christmas tree right behind me. And this is in the lobby. That's a live shot of the lobby, the incredible lobby here at the Peabody Hotel. You got to come down during the holidays and check us out. That's how we got Ron Childers to come down. But told me they got booze at the bar and they got a tree and everything. So cheers to you, my
Cheers,
brother.
buddy. It's good to see you. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It has been. It is. Somebody was asking, so how do you and Ron know each other? I said, I can't remember the first time I met you. I do know that you did a great thing for me years ago when I was at Walker & Associates, that I needed music for the All-American basketball game, McDonald's All-American basketball game. And you put together the best, because I didn't know anything about basketball music. and you said, because then you were in radio. You were learning weather, starting to do fill-in weather. But you put together this incredible reel, and everybody said, "Who put that together?" I said, "Ron Childers." And then when you gave it to me, he said, "Hey, you owe me, pal."
I still do that today. It's always good to have people who owe you.
It is better to them owe you instead of you owing them. I've got some pictures here. I want to have people kind of find
Little
out.
Ronnie Childers.
Little Ronnie.
The beginning.
When they were little, did they call you Ronnie, or you?
I was Ronnie when I was a little kid. Yeah.
When did the switch happen?
I think when I went to high school.
Then you said,
actually, when I was in grade school at St. John many years ago, there was a guy there named Ron Boble. He was Ronnie, and I was Ronnie. So the teacher decided he would be Ron, and I would remain Ronnie.
And the teacher decided
and then
that.
later on, I became Ron.
Well, here's a later on picture.
I became Ron.
This is when the only time I've never seen you in a mustache before.
Yeah,
so I got to hold this picture.
that was an interesting period in life right there.
Was this at RVR?
No, that was at FM 100. That's when
Wow.
I was a production director at FM 100.
Wow.
So I was. You can see that Hispanic heritage there a little more so than today. I think my mother was Mexican.
Yeah,
so,
I knew that. And in fact, I told you for years you should take your mother's last name so you could solidify yourself in the broadcast world.
I wanted to. As a matter of fact, when I started doing weather, I wanted to use my mom's maiden name, Lopez, and management at the time would not allow me to do that.
Well, I would have protested.
Well, at the time, back then, that was what, late 80s?
Yeah.
You couldn't protest. You just did what you
took
were
it
told.
and liked it.
It's like, here you go.
Yeah.
So you're going to be Ron Childers.
Well, so
but if I was Ron Lopez, can you imagine I'd be in Miami right now or L.A.?
New York, L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
and I wouldn't be doing this podcast, so it all worked out.
Well, you'd have flown back for me.
in my jet.
Can I drink when I come on? Here's a.
But I got to tell you this, though, because you tell that story of when we met. I honestly believe that things and people come to your life for a reason. And right around that time, that was right around 88, 89. I was still trying to get established in television. You came in, we meet. You needed that tape. It was on a weekend. You were doing those McDonald's basketball leagues, I think. So and planning those events. So it was really wild because we solidified that relationship from that point on, and it was wonderful for me because soon after our meeting, life just went crazy. In my life.
Believe me, I was
a lot
there.
of it was self-induced.
But I was there for it. I saw it happen.
You talked me through it, though.
Yeah.
Because here I was, I got a kid, the job was taking off, the marriage was falling apart, all these things, and you come along with these life lessons. And Uncle Earle, I got through probably some of the most difficult personal times, and I call him Uncle Earle. Did you hear that? That's everybody who knows him from way back. He's Uncle Earle. You just came in with these words of wisdom. One of the most memorable times was when my father passed away. I think I was 35. My dad had passed. Life was taking off. I'd finally cleared up the personal stuff, and then life hits you with the loss of a parent. And so my pop dies, and I remember the funeral was that day, and I called you up, and I said, and I'm on the way to the funeral. I'm supposed to do this eulogy. It's like I didn't think I could do it. And you guys, Earle on the phone, and I was driving past Overton Park. I remember the moment. I was headed east on North Parkway, and I'm telling you this. I'm like, tell me something to help me get through this, Earle. Tell me. He goes, Ron, none of us get out of here alive, buddy. I stopped. As morbid as that may sound to you right now, at that time, that's exactly what I needed to hear. You made me laugh, and I got through that day. I got through that period of time. But you have really been there through probably some of the most difficult times that a person could have in life. You've been there for me on that. So I love you from now to the day I die, buddy.
Well, you've accomplished a lot. I mean, you survived all that. And
I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Dave Brown was the one that got you into the weather. He said, hey, kid, you think you could do the weather? And what I always loved about you, no matter what they threw at you, you said, I could do this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think when you're given that opportunity, that second chance never comes around. So you take that first chance. But I remember auditioning for that weather gig. I knew nothing about the weather. Nothing, okay? This was 1989. They just hired broadcasters to come in and repeat whatever the National Weather Service put out. But I remember walking into that audition, and I'd already done one prior to that. It scared me to death. The lights, the green screen, all this stuff. I decided I didn't want to do that. I'm like, nope, check that off the box. And so Dave comes in a couple weeks later and says, hey, I hear you want to do the weather. And I said, man, I tried. I don't know that's for me. I was used to just being in a studio and doing radio things. So we go back downstairs. Earle, there were 3 other guys down there, and they were all in really nice suits and nice shoes, and they're looking at DIFAX charts, which I didn't even know what that was at the time. I had assembled like a homeless man weather costume. I had some wrinkled khaki pants.
Radio clothes.
Yeah, I did. And I'm going up against these guys, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. So I remember just doing my audition, just thought I'd get it done. And then, boom, a couple weeks later, I get the job, and they gave me the job. That picture that you showed of me with the mustache and the long hair, that was when Mason said, well, Ron, we're going to have to get you to shower and shave and get a haircut. But it took off from there. So it's pretty wild.
But they saw the potential, which is the good thing about them, and that was Mason.
Yeah, because when they offered me the job, I said, what about the suits? I was talking about
How
the
do
3
I get
guys.
those?
Yeah, but those guys in the suits, they had to be better than me. And sure enough, he said, we think they're as good as they're going to be. We think you can be better.
Yeah, and they were right.
And it worked out. Were they? Were they right?
Yes, because I know the business.
Were they?
If you weren't good, you would not be there now.
Yeah, that's very true. I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Yeah, the other thing is you're great with people. You're a genuinely likable person, and you like people.
Yeah, I do.
And I think that comes through on the air, and I've been with you when we've been out, and we would go places, and you like stopping and talking to people.
I do.
I like stopping
really
talking to people, and I do remember we went to the Mid-South Fair at the old fairgrounds.
Yes.
And they had this thing, they had the pig contest, and they said they're calling the pigs, but it had nothing to do with calling the pigs.
Can you believe we did that?
Yeah. So Ron and I, we're both working together at Channel 5. We show up there, and we find out there's a $500 prize. I'm going, I'm winning this son of a bitch. And
we needed the money.
We needed the
Remember?
money. You were trying to buy a suit.
We needed the money. Yeah, my first suit on air came from the Goodwill store.
Only
And I'm
slightly
sitting
worn.
in Lansky's today. Man, life is good.
Yes, sir. So we get out there, and I said, how does this work? And we were in one of the barns, the agriculture barns, and they said, we're going to turn these pigs, and they were like yearlings. You know, they weren't a big, huge, but they're fairly good size. We're going to turn them loose, and everyone you can pick up and throw into this circle, you get a point. And I went, I can do this. This is something I can do.
We thought we could do.
And so Ron's out there running around, and I said, I'm getting this, the trophy and the money. And I'm picking these pigs up and tossing them into the circle. And he goes, that's one. And Ron's still chasing his.
Look, I was a city boy, okay? Yeah. You grew up on a ranch in Texas.
I have wrangled a few animals. And so I ended up winning. I got $500, and I said, Ron, any pronto pup on the place you want, I'm getting you one.
That was a fun time, though. Those were really the good years. Remember when we were doing the morning show together at Channel 5?
Right.
You would come over. You took over for Dick Hawley after he had retired, and we did the morning show every day. I remember because they had just changed the format of it, and we had a new news director. He signs us both to new contracts. We're doing this morning show together. We were done at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
We get in there at like 5.
Yeah.
We were done at 7 in the morning. And I remember telling Earle, well, what are we supposed to do the rest of the day? Well, buddy, we're going to go play golf. So we were on the golf course by 8 o'clock every morning. And we did that for several months. And I remember I was telling you, I'm like, Earle, we're only working 2 hours a day. And he
You
goes,
think they'll figure that out?
they're going to figure that out. He said, so soak it up while it's here, buddy, because this ain't going to last forever.
This parade is not going to run forever.
But, man, my golf game got so good in that time period.
Yours
Yes,
did.
that did
Mine
come
did.
to an end.
Mine did. I live on a golf course. I quit playing golf years ago because I said, this is not going to get any better. I don't care if you live on a golf course. There's a picture of you here with the maps. And that was when you first started out. Because when you do it a green board, people always see that a lot of the stuff is chroma keyed. Now they got big monitors like this.
Yeah.
But in those days, everything was a green screen, and they were superimposing it on the wall behind you.
Well, it's interesting because I got the job because of the change in the technology at the time. Dick Williams, remember Mr.
Sure,
Magic?
Mr. Magic.
He was doing weather 2 days a week. He would do his magic show on Sunday, and then he would do weather like 2 or 3 days a week. So we had just switched from the magnets to the computer graphics. Dick Williams, when I auditioned and I was looking to get into weather, they were just making that transition, and Dick Williams says, you can have this. I don't want to learn these computers. And so, and I'm like, okay. So, and I was kind of tech savvy at the time, so I enjoyed the
Well, you
the
ran your own
machines.
board in the radio.
Yeah, I did. And I was, using all this digital editing stuff that was coming into vogue at the time. But that's how I got started into weather, was the technology was changing. And now we're at a different time where we're seeing AI come into play.
Yeah. They don't need you anymore.
almost feel like Dick Williams did then because of AI. Now, it's not going to come in and revolutionize things tomorrow, but it's coming a little faster than I think most people realize.
There's another picture I have here of us at the barbecue years ago.
That was fun. We were broadcasting live.
Yeah. That was the first barbecue. Remember, Applegate had just started.
Yep.
And we were all down there wearing our understated clothes.
I had my black hair. I
Yeah.
still miss that to this very day.
I like your gray hair. In
I
fact,
was
I
not
like it.
emotionally prepared for that when it happened.
Well, what I thought was great about it was a COVID thing. And you couldn't go get your hair done to touch it up. So
Don DeWeese had been telling me, you need to stop painting your hair. Quit painting your hair.
Of course, Don DeWeese of the donut shop, Gibson's Donuts, he'll tell you exactly what he thinks. He got nothing to lose. He owns the donut business in this town.
He does.
He knows if you get mad at him, he'll bar you for the donut place.
That's right.
But I thought that was good. I think you looked good with it, and I think you handled it well. And I just remember about that time was when you were doing the P98 thing.
P90X.
At 90X.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I was doing
you were
that.
in great
I
shape.
know. And then it all fell apart. And right now, I look like 195
No, you
pounds
don't.
of chewed bubble gum.
No.
It's just terrible.
In fact, where's this picture? It's this is where it started. Was you went to Jack Daniel's, the distillery,
look,
and you
that's-
became a barbecue judge. And once you started eating that pig meat,
That'll do it for you right there.
they started. You walk by, everybody's going. "Ree, ree."
So in that picture, from left to right, that's Jim Cantori. That's my buddy from the Weather Channel. Me. That is Kevin, the barrel maker from Jack Daniels. He makes all of the
Did you
barrels.
see the barrels out in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the barrel, Jack Daniels barrel Christmas tree.
So and that's what this guy, it's amazing what he does. Not only does he just make the barrels, but he can make furniture. He can make anything out of these things. He made a little thing when I saw him in October a couple months ago. He had made a little thing off these barrel bands, these metal barrel bands. He made little keychains out of them, and it had stamped the Jack Daniels World Championship Barbecue Contest insignia on it and the year. But on that day, and then the other guy on the other side is Henry Rothenberg. Henry does weather in Nashville. But Kevin made each of us our own personalized banners, our barrels. You can't see on that from that angle, but our names are engraved on it.
So you have
The
your
year of
barrel
the
at home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So-
And I was a little nervous bringing that in because, Joyce Peterson, my wife, man, the house is like immaculately decorated and everything
And by her.
fits. And she is an amazing, amazing decorator. I've even told her, why don't you just do that? But she figured out a way to put that in there. So
it
that
fit?
Jack Daniels barrel is our bar in the house now. It's lovely. It's beautiful. But
Is it-
Kevin, what a great guy.
Was it full of Jack Daniels?
No, it was not. It was not. And that was the thing. I even asked him that. I
Hey,
said,
this
so
thing's
Kevin,
empty."
this is full, right? And he goes, no, Ron, that's an empty one. But here, I got you a bottle of my own. He had his own bottled whiskey.
Wow.
So Jack Daniels had bottled a 100 proof whiskey specifically for him. And he gives out bottles out to his friends.
Do you think that broadcasting, when we first got into it, and for me, I got it in 1972. You were, no, I think you were even born then, were you?
Okay, yeah, I was.
But you weren't in the business yet. But I think when I was came here at Channel 3 in 78, and Charlie Brakefield was the GM, Frank Roberts, he was the president, and Frank Roberts later became the GM. Bob Oaf was there. All these great, and we all knew each other at all the stations. Even if you didn't work at the same
Sure
station.
did.
We actually spent more time with each other
Yeah.
at different stations because we were covering all these different things and going to, and we were all single back those days.
Right.
You weren't, but you solved that
I
problem later
managed
on.
to make myself that way. Yeah.
You became successful after that. But I think we had so much fun in broadcasting back then. Now it is, there's not as many people around. The staffs aren't near the size they were years ago.
They don't need it anymore. Remember
all
when you were a
automated.
reporter, you had an audio guy,
Yeah.
you had a photographer, and then you had somebody, a grip, who would carry all that equipment around. Remember those 1 or 2 inch tape decks?
In fact, that's what Joe Birch was doing when he
Yeah.
came to work at FIBE. He was a carrier recorder and ran sound.
And now you can do it all on this.
Yeah, and they are.
Anything you want to do, you can do it right here. So, yeah, I understand that. But the other thing you have to keep in mind is that the television industry itself, Earle, it's not even 100 years old yet,
Yeah.
So we're still in the infancy of sorts of broadcasting. And, I think, and as the internet, social media has come into play, that's changed the game because for a long time, it was just newspapers. Then radio came along. That was a new kind of innovation. And then the television soon followed. But we're watching the evolution of television. So you were really in on TV news in its infancy of sorts.
In fact, we had our remote truck was black and white. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of black and white television in those days. But I think we had so much more fun because it was all locally owned and operated. Yeah. And so everybody was local. And and they were having fun with it, too, because there weren't any rules, really. It was just, let's try this.
Right.
Let's see if it works. And so, and the Christmas parties were a hell of a lot better back in those days. I mean, we had prawn, shrimp, and beef tender, and live bands, open bars. And then I think when I finally, my last Christmas at Fox 13, they had the crepe maker come by for about an hour.
Well, you know, when I started at
Christmas.
WMC, we had on Valentine's Day, you would get a box of Dinstall's candy. On Easter, you got a ham. Then on Thanksgiving, everyone was given a turkey.
Yep.
At Christmas, there was always a gift and a dinner. But at the time, the television stations and broadcast entities as a whole, yeah, they were turning 75% profit margins.
Yeah.
Today, they're still doing well, but they're not doing that 75%. So things they get cut.
They've all
along the
been
way.
sold a number of times.
Yeah.
And each
Yeah.
time you sell something, then you got to have debt retirement plus show up the same profit they did before. Mm-hmm. So that's why they shrunk the staff, figured out how to operate with fewer people, and no Christmas party, no turkey, no ham.
But, you know, the interesting thing, and there were, if you'll recall, there was always someone who would complain about the ham, complain about the candy,
never
complain about the turkey. You know, it's so...
That's what they got rid of. They got rid of all the complainers. That's what happened to them.
But it was a different time then, and
Yeah.
it's really kind of fun now to see where broadcasting is going. Look, the podcast, Earle, this was not even possible 20 years
we're doing
ago.
what a TV station had to take all those parts to make what we're doing today happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you'd need 120 people in the building to make it happen. I remember Dave Brown many years ago saying, if they could figure out a way to let me paint a wall in my house green and broadcast a signal from home, I'd never leave. And we're there now.
Yeah.
We are there.
Radio, I mean, Rush Limbaugh was at home for the last number of years, maybe 10 or 15 years. He moved to Florida, built that huge mansion. And he never went to the studio. He was in the backyard.
Right. He had it, but he also had the money to bring in the people, the technology, and all this stuff. When COVID hit, Joyce and I had just gotten back from a vacation in the Grenadines, and we get home and they said, "Oh, look, you're going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks," and we were thinking, okay, are we going to get paid? You know, what's the deal here? So we figure out a way to broadcast from home, which. This was 2020. It was March of 2020. Nobody really knew that. So Joyce and I, with help from some of our technical people at WMC, figured out a way how to broadcast from home. I started doing the weather from home.
Yeah,
then she started doing news stories from home. So we were one of the first in this market to remotely broadcast, so to speak, or do that work from home thing. But there were so many things we had to figure out at the time. I remember I would get up in the morning and all of a sudden I'm having to work on setting up the lights for the shot, set up the audio. There was a lot that went into it and things that I didn't even
And there
realize.
wasn't somebody there to help you. You had to
Not at
figure
all.
it out.
It was me and JP. Funny story, though. We get a email. We'd been doing it for about a week or so. We get an email from a viewer who said, "Why is Joyce Peterson in Ron Childers' living room?"
What's going on here? Speaking of that, Rob, take this shot of his family. This is Joyce Peterson Childers.
That's my boo.
And that's his daughter down below with
Emily.
Joyce, Emily, who I've known since she was a little girl.
Yep.
And the dogs out there by his
miss
swimming
them.
pool. That's the Ron Childers
That's
neighborhood pool there. It's a wading pool. No, he actually, Joyce and Ron have an incredible resort in their backyard.
We are very, very fortunate. I never thought I'd have this stuff, Earle. I never did. I did not see it. I always knew what I wanted to do. I never realized that I would enjoy the success that I've had. And look, I'm no Rockefeller. I am no, we still have our bills to pay and we still budget and do everything else. But at the same time, if just looking back where I came from, my humble beginnings back in Parkway Village all those years ago, and where I am today, I mean, the good Lord just watched out over me all these years. I did not achieve the dreams that I wanted to achieve, but where I am today here in Memphis, I've achieved more than I ever imagined. I mean, who would have ever thought, Earle, think back all those years ago. If I had told you 30 years ago, I'm going to go on one day and replace Dave Brown, you would have laughed at me. I would have laughed at me. Neither one of us would have taken that bet.
Well, I would have said, I bet you never make as much as he made. And I would have been right about that.
But I tell you what, I've been very, very lucky, very fortunate in my life. Didn't get to be a game show host, though.
But you could have done it.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
We were that close. Timing, that was everything. It was all about timing.
But it could have lasted a very short period of time, and then you would have said, boy, I should have kept that weather job.
That's what Wink said. Because it all came from Wink Martindale. You know, working for him when he had his restaurant in Overton Square, I was a waiter there.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
So
But it was called Winks?
It was called Winks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up until that point, all I ever wanted to do was just be successful in radio. I meet Wink, and all of a sudden, I'm seeing this guy who's doing broadcasting as well, started in radio, and now he's got a condo in Hawaii, L.A., Memphis, New York. And I'm like, wait, I want that lifestyle. How do I get that lifestyle? And that's what brought in the weather aspect of it for me. It's like, okay, I wanted, because I thought, all right, I need to do a little television time. I've already started on radio. Do a little TV time. I can take that Pat Sajak approach, because Pat was a weatherman.
Yeah.
David Letterman was a weatherman. And then they turned that into their career. So I thought, okay, if I can get into weather, then I can use that as a launch pad to go on into bigger things. And it happened. I got into weather, but by the time I was ready to do a game show, I remember reaching out to Wink. He said, Ron, the game show industry is done. And this was in the early to mid-'90s. It was done. They were all doing talk shows then.
Well, there's still game shows, but they're just different.
And they hire celebrities now.
That are
to host
already
them.
celebrities.
Yeah.
But the Wink was such a great... The guy didn't change. He'd come to Memphis, or we'd run into him. I remember at the 20th anniversary of Disney World, he was out there. He was walking down the street. I said, Wink!
Yep.
And he was just, hey, how you doing?
I saw him a few months ago when he was in Memphis. They did a Beale Street note for him. So he came to town for that. He did a thing at the guest house at Graceland. So I got a chance to go and see he and Sandy. That was nice.
Advice to young people. I mean, I had somebody on just the other day, and we were talking about this. I said, what would you advise young people now? Go into conventional broadcasting, or do something like a podcast?
There are so many things that are available to people, at least in regard to broadcasting and this. And look, let's face it, right now everybody wants to be an influencer. Ron Olson said it best recently. He said, radio disc jockeys were the original influencers of
That's
the
where
day.
you went for all your information.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, those were the influencers. And today it's kind of shifted into the social media influencers. But my real advice for anybody is to have a dream, one, whatever that may be. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. I had a lot of people along the way telling me I couldn't do this. I mean, my own father even told me, when I told him I wanted to go into radio, you can't do that. You need to learn a trade, get a skill, blah, blah, blah. And then I had people in broadcasting when I wanted to get into television. They said, you can't do that. Don't let anybody tell you can't. It's always great to prove somebody wrong, and the sweetest revenge in life is success.
Absolutely.
So do that. Persevere. Life's going to throw things at you you're not ready for. Swing. If you hit it, you hit it. If you miss it, you miss it. Just keep on going and don't stop. That's what I did, and it led me to this. So everything I've ever done in my life, Earle, has led me to this point right now on your podcast, having a cocktail,
Cheers.
Sitting down with one of the dearest friends of my life in Lansky's. I love this.
See?
I love this.
Success. Success.
I think I'm taking this home.
Well, you look good in it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for coming in and spending some time with us. I want people to kind of get to know the Ron Shoulders I know, and you're a delightful person. I'm glad you're my friend, and thanks for coming in.
We've had some good years, buddy.
Going to have some more.
I love you, Uncle Earle.
Especially after the show.
I'm on here.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union. We're the proud title sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, coming to you live from Lansky's in the world-famous Peabody Hotel and celebrating all of the great things about our great city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm so proud to be part of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, streaming live from Lansky's from the Peabody. We will be showcasing not only Napa Cafe, but some great restaurants around town. We look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Karras Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25. And I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching Earle and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm, and I'm so excited to be one of the sponsors for the Earle Farrell from Memphis show, broadcasting live from Lansky's at the Peabody. And I'll tell you all about what we've got going on at our office. Gift cards for quotes. No purchase necessary. I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright. And I'm his son, Mickey. And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
And welcome back to Lansky's inside the lobby of the world-famous Peabody Hotel. And we're going to introduce you to Jason Schultz, who is a director of new business for Opti-Coat, based right here in Memphis. And I first got to meet the owner of the company and the guy that developed all these incredible products about a year or more. It's more than a year ago. I had him on my radio show, but you couldn't show anything because we were just radio. And then you put stuff up on TikTok. You travel all over the United States.
Indeed.
Opti-Coat goes all over the world. They're based here in Memphis, but they ship to every country in the world except for Russia right now. They got a boycott going on.
Yeah. There's a shipment waiting, but it's waiting.
It's got its name on there. This is an incredible product. It's you always hear the term when you buy a car, do you want that clear coated?
Right.
But that was a very temporary clear coat.
Right.
This is really almost it's almost permanent. And then with the other products he's developed in conjunction with that, you keep it permanent. I mean, you go out and spend $80,000-$90,000 for a car, and then you take it to a car wash 20 or 30 times, and it starts. You see all these cars with the paint missing?
Right.
That's because you're not using this product.
The EPA stepped in 15-plus years ago, and my wife's 74 Nova, I can polish that over and over and make it look pretty over and over. But the new paints are plastic instead of enamel, so they take different care. You can't get a polisher on there and do what we used to be able to do when we were younger. So the technology's changed, and Dr. Gadassi, who's our owner and the chemist right here from Memphis, used to work for BASF, PPF, a lot of the paint companies.
DuPont
and DuPont, correct, to help as they're designing the modern clear coat that is supposed to break down, be better for our environment. The problem with that, it doesn't have the UV protection. So it's going to look great now, but in 5 years, probably not going to look like it used to, and there's not a lot you can do to restore it. So
you got to cover it up.
You've got to do something with it. Exactly. So we're based out of Memphis. We've run over 350 detail shops around the nation. as well as overseas, like you said, Poland, Russia, Ukraine.
In fact, they do it right here in Memphis at your headquarters in the warehouse.
Everything is made in Memphis, shipped from Memphis. The chemical lab for it is in Memphis, and all of our chemicals come from the United States. There are a few overseas, but for the most part, everything's done right here in the U.S.
I toured your facility, and I was very impressed with what they do, how they apply the ceramics and then the polishing and buffing that you guys do, and all the different products. How many different products do you manufacture?
There's about 30 plus different ones. A lot of them are in between products, between one or another, to kind of give you the usage. But our main big one that Dr. G created over 25 years ago is the no rinse. What that is we got away from Dawn dishwashing soap. It's great for stripping, but it leaves stuff behind. And on these new paints, it's hard to get that off. It stays there for a long time. So he created a product that makes it so you can clean your car in your garage with nothing more than a bucket. It's called Optimum No Rinse, or ONR, right here in the blue. It runs about 80% of the market right now for no rinses.
Wow.
And that's the way you are technically supposed to clean your cars from manufacturers, from OEM style. This is how it's supposed to be done.
Well, I know that when I was there that day, there was a brand new Mercedes, and he drove it off the lot and drove it straight to your headquarters. And they went in there. It didn't have a chip. No bird had pooped on it, and nothing. And they washed it immaculately, and then they dried it off, and then they started putting your product on it. And that car will look as good in 10 years as it did the day he drove it off the lot.
It will. There's a lot of technology out there. You'll see a lot of car washes that say with ceramic coat, or with ceramic. 5 years ago, nobody knew what that was. Now you'll see that everywhere. But if you're looking for an actual true protection, you need an actual ceramic coat that goes on there, on the paint, seals it, gives it UV protection, and let's be honest, makes it easier to clean, so you can have fun in your driveway still cleaning it and not spending 4 or 5 hours doing it and enjoying it.
Well, if it rains on it, it beads up, and as you drive, it blows off.
It does.
And dust doesn't adhere to it. We've got a video clip. You put these up as you travel across the country. This one happened to be in Las Vegas.
Okay.
You're with a guy who's with the rag company.
Correct.
Which, when you talk about rags, these are lintless rags. The lint does not come off of it. You don't want, as you polish your car and you got all this great stuff on it, the last thing you want is lint left behind as you wipe off the windows and the
That's right.
hood.
When I grew up, it was the old baby diapers
Yeah.
that we used to wipe off, or a terry cloth towel.
Yeah.
Do that with your car now and see what it looks like after you're done. You won't be happy with it. So, yeah, GSM and rag and some qualities, it makes a big difference nowadays if you want that car to look good now and in 5 years from now.
Here's a video that he just posted here a couple of weeks ago out in Las Vegas.
Hey guys, this is Jason with Opti-Coat and Optimum Polymer Technologies 2025 SEMA with my good friend Anthony Fisher. What's going on? Rad Company. What's going on?
So you guys are here at the booth, and you guys have a couple new products you guys are showcasing in person here, doing demos. We also have some other cool stuff we'll check out here in a minute, but we have the 27mm polisher.
This is for your do-yourselfer, guy at home who's got cars to do, wants to be fast, efficient, without making mistakes. The 27mm DA is perfect for that.
Yeah.
Once they're finished, coatings. This is the Hyper line. It is the highest content of ceramic coat that a do-it-yourselfer can do. Strong coating, crazy shine.
And easy to use.
Real easy to use in a garage or even in the driveway.
Sweet. So you guys are showcasing that here. So if you're at SEMA, you can actually come and try this out for yourself. 27mm as well as the Hyper Shine. But you guys also have some other cool products as well. So check it out.
I do. I have something for the holidays. Come with me.
So how big are you ready?
Anthony, we're all familiar with the Optimum No Rinse Wash and Shine, one of our favorites. Yeah. But today we've got the Grinch version, which is the ONR holiday version, coming out here in just the next couple of weeks from the Rag Company and Opti-Coat.com.
Sweet, dude. I'm so pumped on this.
We like a little bit of fragrance in our detailing products.
Yeah.
Take a smell of that. Oh, doesn't that bring you home for the holidays? It's got a nice cinnamon scent there.
It's too good.
It reminds me of those things hanging in the back of my mom's door, those big cinnamon broom things.
It is, right? Like the big, bags of like the pine cones.
Yes, exactly. That you bought to bring in.
It's amazing. So again, the Rad Company collab on this. We're extremely excited about this product, but also too just extremely excited to be here at SEMA with each other. So come check them out. Come check out the Rag Company. It's the start of day one here. We still have a long week to go.
We do. We'll be around, man.
All right,
thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Hey, Earle, jumping in there, one of the things when watching that makes Opti-Coat really cool is that it's based out of Memphis. Okay, and it's a large company, but it's small. And we go to these big events like the big car shows like SEMA. And what's neat is we can go out to our installers, go out to our detail shops, get feedback. And unlike companies that are overseas sometimes, we have the ability to change things on the fly. When guys are looking at, hey, I'm getting into RVs is a big market right now.
Sure.
They need something like a machine that can be more efficient. We have the ability to turn something like that quicker and chemicals to change with the environment and with the technology, which is what's nice about having a hometown small company based here in Memphis, but has the ability, like what I do, is travel over, get feedback from people, build relationships with them, and find out what is the best product, what is the best procedure.
What kind of comments do you get from professional detailers?
The Optimum No Rinse is about the #1 and easiest and safest way to wash your car. It just really is. The technology's there, and in the beginning, people didn't realize that how am I not going to use a hose, a bucket, and soap and things like that. But technology has changed. The clear coats have changed, and so has the way we clean them. And we love guys who are car guys, love cleaning their cars.
Yep.
I do.
Yep.
So I've had guys give me feedback, says, well, I still want to wash my car. They still can. This gives you that extra time to be able to do the detail work that you really like to do instead of just getting all the dirt and mud off for 4 hours. So,
well, the good thing is you can drive right up to your headquarters off Winchester Road and go up and knock on the door and come in and buy the products right there. You don't have to have them shipped to you, but you can.
That's right. And we have an in-house detail shop that does detailing, window tint, paint protection film. So not only do we design it, we produce it, we ship it, and we have an in-house test facility that also is available to our customers right here in the Memphis area to get the newest technology for their vehicle at the best price.
You've got a show coming up in Florida?
Mm-hmm. We've got another. It's called MTE. It's a Mobile Tech Expo version of SEMA, like we had out in Vegas, which is the big car show. It really pushes towards people who are looking at what is it going to be tomorrow and years from now, and paints, clear coats, and how to take care of these vehicles. Because, like you said, $80,000, $90,000 is really standard pricing for any kind of luxury vehicle anymore, and that's not a crazy price to ask for a car. So what's another couple thousand to take care of it, maintain it so that it looks like that for a long time?
Once you get the ceramic coating on there, the rest of it's just maintenance.
It is.
Because it stays. And why wouldn't you protect your most valuable possession other than your house?
And what you have to realize is also is that the old style of just soap, water, sponge, and all that causes damage. It doesn't actually do a lot of good. So something like a no rinse and teaching people the technology behind that gives them the opportunity, even in weather like this where it's, 38 degrees, you can put that in your garage and clean your car with a sponge, a bucket, and a drying agent, and that's it.
And no mess.
And no mess, no drips, nothing like that. So
I get to go to this car wash. It's in Collierville, and they really do a good job in cleaning it. The wheels are clean, everything else. The difference is it's just cleaning it temporarily.
Right.
And then they want you to sell a thing. You could get your car washed as many times a month as you want. That's the thing that takes your paint off.
Correct.
And so this protects that. Once you get this on there, if you take it to a place, or you can just do it like you say at home and not have any wear and tear on the paint.
The big difference is the paints beforehand were enamel. They were hard. You could polish them. You could get scratches on them. The paints now are plastic. They really are. So heat, chemicals, bugs, bad water, hard water, things like that cause a lot of damage. And for the environment, it's supposed to do that. It's not supposed to be as strong and all that because we break down into the landfills. But this is a way to protect that, so it makes it easier and it protects your investment, makes it look good again. And that's what really, us car guys, want it to look good and feel good about our cars. This is the way to do it.
How can they, you just go to, that's how I found you, was go to the internet, search for it, Opti-Coat, and they've got all the products there. You can order what you want or go see them and find out what it costs to have your car detailed and clear coated.
Opti-Coat.com will get you where you want to be. You can also go to Amazon and put an Opti-Coat. It'll give you not only all the products that we provide out of Memphis, but I have videos showing you how to use them. So we take it more than just producing the product and sending it out there. We stay on top of that and teach you how to use it, when to use it, and some of the tricks that it takes to keep our cars clean these days.
In fact, go to TikTok and do Opti-Coat and start following you there. And every time you put up a video, it'll come to them and it'll keep you updated on what's going on and the latest in products.
Exactly. We try to do our social media just like we do to anybody out there. We make mistakes. We don't do 500 retakes. We're here to teach you and show you just like anybody else and make it feel like more of a hometown community, which is what Opti-Coat here in the Memphis area really is. And people realize that and it draws them back when they see that it is that kind of family and hometown chemical company.
All right. Jason Schultz, thank you very much for coming in. And
thanks for having me. It was great.
We'll have you back. In fact, why don't you check in with us from Florida?
I will do that for sure. We'll send you guys some videos and clips and go from there.
All right, great. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks, Earle. Really appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we got a big Christmas show that's going to be coming up, and you'll find out all about that right after this.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This welcome has been so very warm.
Look out the window at that storm.
My sister will be suspicious. My brother will be there at the door.
It's upon a tropical shore.
Well, maybe Aunt's mind is
Gosh, your
vicious.
lips are delicious.
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings, where friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, caroling out in the snow.
The lights are turned away down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going down the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
And there you are. Welcome back to Lansky's. That was part of the big show, Christmas with the Pages. And Kevin Paige, who I've known for many years, Ben Wolfe, who's the promoter and the guy putting on this show in Millington at the Millington Performing Arts Center.
Yes, sir.
And we did another show that you had about Shelley Force a year or so ago, right?
Well, it was over at Edmund Oracle Park for the
Oracle.
Acapella Music Festival, yes.
I did a commercial for that show. That's why
Hey, it was great, though.
I'm not even in the radio promotion business, but he always has me make his commercials
Well,
for the radio.
everybody knows you. They know
Well,
your voice.
my brother was on the radio for years at WDIA and other stations, so
Sure.
I just feel like, well, I know how this is supposed to sound, so I always make these commercials.
You know what you did for me years ago? Not a lot of people know this. I was doing a show called My Favorite Restaurant.
I remember that.
And I came to you and I said, do you have just some background music that I could put on the opening and close of the show?
Yeah, and I gave you a little bumper
You
music
did,
or
and
something.
people loved that music. And they said, where'd you get that? I said, Kevin Paige. We'll put you in the credits. But that was so kind of you to do that because I said, you can't just take anybody's music and play it.
Right. You needed something free.
Yeah, I did free.
Hey, free's good.
And you were just the man to do it.
And he still does.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
This is a great Christmas show, and I know my wife and my daughter and the grandkids all went to a play the other day, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Those are kind of things that the kids never forget.
Absolutely.
And what I love about this show is it's the kind of show that Andy Williams would put on a show like this.
Oh yeah, I saw his Christmas show in Branson, and we are Christmas junkies in my family. I mean my father sang for NBC radio in Chicago from 1940 to 1950, and that was the golden age of Christmas music.
Yeah.
When Johnny Marks was writing all these beautiful songs. Matter of fact, my family's claim to fame is my father. You don't know this, is the first person to ever sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Really?
He sang it on live radio on NBC.
It wasn't Burl
national.
Ives or
no.
Gene Autry?
No, but it wasn't recorded. It was
they
just
sang it
it was live radio. Yeah,
well,
yeah,
they
yeah.
used to do live events here at the Peabody. And
Oh, sure, on the
it was
ball
up
at the
high
ballroom.
atop the Peabody Hotel.
Yes.
Ricky
Desi
Arnaz used to come here with his band and stay at the Chisca Hotel.
Yeah.
And played there, and they wouldn't let any of the band members. They were staying there, but they wouldn't let them hang out at the bar or the restaurant. So he'd go down the street to the Green Beetle.
Oh.
And he would eat there, and whatever and I've seen pictures from back then. A steak was $5.
That's a lot back then.
It may have been $1.50. He'd get whatever his tab was. He left a tip in the same amount.
Oh.
And so they loved Desi.
Yeah.
And but I mean, we had touring bands that came to all these kind of venues the way they do now with the Orpheum or places, but it was always hotels because they had big ballrooms and places to do it.
Right, and the acoustics were set for that. Like if you go up into the Peabody Ballroom now and just acoustically play, you hear how it reverberates out or it just projects out. That's the way the rooms were designed.
Well, you have a lot of modern songs that people play and listen to, like last year I gave him a heart and you gave it away,
Yeah.
But it was the old standards that everybody loves, and they come back every year. And it's like the Brian Olsen station, RVR, plays Christmas music now until after Christmas. And you sit and listen to them. You want to get in the mood, you just punch that up, and off you go.
Absolutely. The great thing about Christmas music is it never gets old. I mean, yes, there's new songs introduced, but those classics have lived for decades and decades and will continue to. And we love it. And we do a very lush arrangement verse. It's not like the modern, we're trying to be rock and roll Christmas. It's very true to the original intent of that beautiful arrangements and stuff. And my wife, Bethany Paige, just sings Christmas music like nobody else. Her hero was Karen Carpenter when she grew up. And man, she can do that buttery, smooth, beautiful Christmas music like you've never heard.
And then your daughter is also in the show.
Our little daughter, Stevie Paige, yep, she sings beautifully and loves singing Christmas music. We've made a record. You can go on Spotify, Christmas with the Pages, and hear her singing, and she's wonderful. We do 3-part harmony stuff and, really original arrangements.
So, Ben, how did you, of course, you know Kevin for years, right?
I have known Kevin for years, yes.
And did you come up with the idea for the Christmas show, or did you ask him to come up with the idea for the Christmas show?
Technically, that's his
We've
baby.
been working in churches for decades, and when you're in a church, you tend to do a lot of Christmas shows. Go ahead, Ben. You want?
Yeah. Well, are you talking about how the Christmas?
This
with the
particular
Pages?
show, yeah.
Myself. So I went and saw Christmas with the Pages a few years ago, and honestly, it was great. So Kevin and I being pretty good friends, maybe best friends in some ways, but it was just something that I wanted to get out and let people just enjoy something different, especially in our area up in the northern part of the city.
Yeah, you would always say, man, we need to get you up to Millington.
That's exactly
I think
right.
these people would really...
taking you up north.
Going up north traveling. Yeah.
Take it on the road, Ben. We're taking it to
100%.
Millington. But it is a beautiful theater. They've renovated at the high school there in Millington. It's as beautiful as any theater that you could, any of the performing arts centers around the area.
But Kevin, you're like Childs, who's a very good friend too. He performed at
Andy
Childs.
Yeah, Andy Childs
at Liberty Land as a kid. Grew up here. He comes back here, does a lot of things at Graceland. In fact, we had him on the show Elvis Week from the guest house.
Yeah.
But he's the same kind of guy as you are. You're from here. You've made a living doing what you love doing. And we're listening to
Ron.
Yeah, Ron saying about staying here. It wasn't what his plan was. But the thing is,
that resonated.
But the thing, and Charles Kuralt told me this years ago. I said, should I try to go to the network or should I stay local? He said, what happens if you go big time? He said, they own you because they pay you so much money you can't ever quit. Your family won't let you quit because they got used to all the money and the travel and all that.
Sure.
And he said, if you stay local, you will spend to the limits of your income. If you're staying local, you'll have friends that are here. Your kids will grow up here with their friends. All your friends that you make over the years are all here. And he said you'll have a normal life, as normal as you can have being in the news business or the music business. Is that what you have found?
Absolutely. And I think for me, chasing the dream was always a little bit problematic because I come from a family of 9 children, and I always am so close to my family, and we still are today, that I kind of always knew that the home life mattered to me above all things. So yes, I always was pursuing some kind of success or trying to get the record deal or the next one or whatever, but not quite as hard as maybe I should have, because I love these local roots.
Well, it's like, look what you're doing with your family. And it's like our family, everybody comes to our house on Sunday.
Absolutely. I wouldn't trade family life.
Nah.
My mother's 98 years old, and I get to see her still. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, Kathy's dad's 95.
Wow.
And her mother's like 80, 88.
Yeah.
This show, though, is coming up as Christmas with the Pages. Tickets are $20, which in today's world is nothing.
Steal. It's a steal, Earl.
And there are only 500 tickets available,
Right.
so keep that in mind. But it's Saturday, December 13th at the Millington Performing Arts Center. That's at 5006 School Avenue in Millington, behind the high school. Doors open at 4:30. And that's also family-oriented because I got to be in bed by 8. So,
Oh, yeah. We're hoping to get Ron Childers to sing a song as a guest spot if he shows up.
Have you ever heard him sing?
No. Does he sing?
No.
I was hoping you would say he's fantastic.
No, it's not a pretty thing.
Oh, okay.
They've never invited Ron or myself to ever sing at any event. Even the national anthem, they say, just move your lips.
Well, it's going to be a great time.
Well, we're just excited about it, too, because we get to give back 40% of the ticket sales go to the Millington Educational Foundation. So we always try to give something back to the community. And like he said, this theater, it's great, state-of-the-art. It's not really old. So we definitely want to see 500 people show up.
Well, it's a great show. You just heard just a sample of it, and it's well worth it, and it also goes for a good cause as well.
Absolutely.
Thank both of you for coming in. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Earl, and everybody.
And we'll see you at the next show.
Sounds
and
great.
I'm sure that Kevin will be part of that, too.
He'll be a part of it. He's
He
free.
always ropes me in, Earl.
He's still free, so until he starts charging me.
And he wore his own Lansky jacket.
I did. I'm a big fan of Lansky. This is a kick for me. I've bought so much stuff from Lansky's over
and
the
Hal
years.
appreciates it.
I go back to Bernard running the place as well.
Years ago, I did a biography video for the family. It had, because they wanted Bernard to tell his story himself.
Oh.
And it was fabulous. It was a 30-minute video, and it had old video that Hal and I went through of Bernard out there washing and waxing his Oldsmobile with red leather seats, black with red leather seats.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And what a great story Lansky's
Well, I'm
is.
proud that Lansky's is in Memphis, and I live in a town that has a Lansky's.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
Yes.
And the Peabody as well. All right. Well, thank you, guys. That is our show for today. Join us next time right here from Lansky's, and we'll see you then.